Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent. Today we're going to do a simple, sweet ballerina with pretty little rose dress. Just a simple fun tutorial. If you liked ballerinas, you want to give a gift to a friend or a daughter or whoever is a ballerina, this can be fun. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go over our supplies. I have a piece of Arches 100% cotton paper. It's like a 7 by 10. I have my watercolors here, my water jar, my paper towel, paintbrushes. I've already sketched out how I want it to look. Basically, you just download a vector image on the internet, and I showed you before how you use this this lovely transfer paper. You buy some transfer paper. If you don't have that, you could basically take your pencil. If you don't have transfer paper, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, you can take your regular pencil, scratch it all the way across the back of your design you want to trace, like this, and then you have the graphite. I mean, basically, because transfer paper is graphite paper, and pencil is graphite, right? So you just do that, and you flip it, and then you trace it, and you can still get the same thing. If you don't have graphite paper, that's how you do it. So there you go. How do you like that little tidbit? So I traced it, but then I'm not going to fill in the whole design. I mean, it's not really, I traced it, but then I changed the face a little bit, how I wanted the face to go. And I'm going to take my kneaded eraser and just erase off some of these lines. It doesn't really matter, I'm going to need to use them. So it's just a guide, and I'm not going to like fill in the body and make it realistic looking ballerina, like figure type, because it's a loose tutorial, and it's just, I'm going to be doing an outline. So I'm going to take my Velvet Touch number 8 brush, because it has a great point to it, long round, get some water on it. And I'm going to grab some either black paint and make it really loose with water, or you can take the Payne's Gray, which is like almost like black basically. And I'm getting it very loose, getting on that brush. And I always like to dab my brush on the paper towel, as you see many times, just to get that excess drippy paint. I don't want it to drip. And what I'm going to do is just loosely paint like linear lines, and just pulling down and up. And I'm not doing the whole entire, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm not doing the whole entire trace outline. I'm just doing some parts, like jagged parts of it, see? And I'll put the little fingers. So you get the idea of the position she's doing. And I'll just do their head, the nose, the side view. It takes a little getting used to doing this. You're just going to break it up. Position of the hand here. See, it's basically broken up. Fingers. And the legs. I'm not going to fill too much of the legs in, because I'm actually going to fill in the shoes. Now, since this is pretty black, I'm going to go back and over these and some of these. Make it more black. You could keep it lighter if you wanted to. It's just dabbing the bodice of the dress. Let me zoom back out. You see what I'm saying? You're just lightly going over just the tracing part of the lines you put down. You don't want to fill the whole thing in. We're not. We're just going to have this. It's almost like a silhouette, but not. It's basically just outlining her body. I am going to put in her ballet shoes. Going to make those pink. Grab some of my rose paint. Get some loose on the paper towel. And I'm just going to just fill in loosely pink ballet shoes. You just fill them. I'm sure you can imagine how they would look. Now that looks a little too bright, so I'm going to take some of that paint off. It's not looking the color that I want it to be. Just going to whip some of that paint off. There we go. And this one already has it already so bright. I'm just going to take that paint, clean off my brush, and push that paint into this middle of the shoe, as you can see here, because it was already bright as it was. And I'm just going to take the crisscross. You can just do a crisscross with your brush. And do the little ties up top, like so. If you want to add a little shadow in back here, you can do that. She's going to be floating. So the bodice, you can make it any color you want. If you want a ballerina that's pink, make it pink. If you want it turquoise, turquoise, purple, whatever color you want. For all intents and purposes today, we're just going to fill it in very loose, light pink in this section. And then we're going to do the fun stuff on the bottom. Just very loose, light pink. Now, on this section, you could wash in. See, I'm getting this all wet. A very, very pale pink, just for the undertone color. Hey, and that could be just how you want it, and you can keep it that way. But we're not going to do that. We're going to make it different. So we filled that in, and because it's wet, you might want to let it dry, because it's going to make a mess if you don't. So we're going to make this dry and come back. Okay, so this is dry. I'm going to go add a nice rose in here. I've shown you many times how to make a rose. There's so many rose tutorials on my YouTube channel. Just check it out. I will do the dark part in the center. Spin around. Clean up the brush and push that paint on the outside edge. Going around to get this soft, pretty rose right there. I'm going to put a band going across. I'm going to use some Hooker's Green, touch of the burnt umber. I don't like how bright some of this, and it's Hooker's Green with medium green. In actuality, you can just use sap green if you don't even have those, if you have that. Just going to do a little green sash here. And I'm going to add in some green petals on the outside. Fairly light. They're looking a little too bright. So I'm going to add in some of the burnt umber. There we go with that one. And fill that in. Now, this is where I've done this, I think, so many times in other tutorials I've shown on Instagram. But we're going to just take this green, and I have to mix in some of that brown because it was looking way too bright. You want to make it, or you can, if you don't have brown, you know, take some rose. Seriously, just look at that. See, I just took some rose right in there. Now it's too brown. I'll go back in and add some more medium green. Okay, we've got the color we want. Twirl it up on that brush. We're just going to swoop down some lines like this. Swoop them down. They go past her dress. That's perfect. It's getting too concentrated. Make it a little bit looser. Swoop down the lines all the way down, like so. And these are going to act like, almost like vines, in a way, because we're going to be painting flowers connected to them. So I'm going to grab our rose color again, clean off our brush, grab this rose, and we're just going to be painting some. Now on the bottom here, you could paint big roses like that one in the middle. very loose. See? But see, right now it's looking a little too uniform. So I'm going to break that up. Some water. And you can put some up in here. We're just putting little pink roses all around her dress, on the bottom, in the middle. Again, using that same style if you want. The darker in the middle. And just pull out the color on the outside. Clean up the brush. Push this color. I want to keep it fairly loose. Just going to be adding a bunch of roses. We have this really pretty ballerina dress. I've done a bunch of floral dresses. You can see them on my Pinterest and my Etsy shop. I mean, not my Etsy, I'm sorry. Instagram. Those are not tutorials because I sell those. And but you know, you can come up with your own way of doing them. People all over Instagram and everywhere have been doing floral dresses. Just pick your flowers and how you want it to look. Right now I'm just keeping it simple with the color tones, pinks and reds. You could make it purple, blue, whatever works for you. So I'm just dabbing in this pink. It's like almost like a loose rose. Just keep filling it in down in here, like so. Working fast as much as I can. See, I'm just loose. This brush is great. It's got that belly and it's got that loose tip. And just keep adding in. You could fill in the whole dress if you wanted to. I think I'm just going to keep it simple. And go up in here. You could add some little small bud roses. Same thing down in here. Add some small bud roses coming out at the bottom. And see, that's so pretty as it is right now. If you want to go in and add some leaves, you can go ahead and do that. Not cooperating. I'll have to clean up that brush. Add in some simple leaves surrounding the roses and the buds. So even though it's longer than the typical ballerina dress and you still have the leg under here, you can make it shorter if you wanted to. Make it more like a tutu. Obviously mine's less like a tutu, but you get the idea. You can make it shorter. And I'm just going to dab. See, I'm just dabbing this paint with this brush to make those leaves. It's very simple. And it has this really pretty effect. Now I could go keep that bodice that way, but it needs something to me. It needs a shadow or shading. Needs a little something. You can put a necklace on her, earrings, whatever. It's a very simple tutorial, but cute. If you have ballerinas at home, or know someone who is a ballerina or has a child that's a ballerina, or you just like ballerinas. See, I keep adding in. I can go in and add some darker tones too. Take some of that green and let it bleed in. This is a hooker's green. Just dabbing in some dark green color here and there. Just accentuates the pale roses. Whenever you have a light color and you put a dark color behind it, it pulls out that light color. We've talked about this many times. And I'll go behind these ones. I don't want to overwork it too much. I think it looks good the way it is. So there you go. That's pretty simple. Cute, right? Pretty fast. Well, I work fast, but you know, just get used to just mushing all the paint around. It wasn't like serious roses. And you could add in, I'm going to add a little black back in here to show the leg. You could add in the skin tone if you wanted to. You don't have to. I choose not to, so that's anybody could have it. So I hope you like this tutorial. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.